Judging from the title and thumbnail, you might think this is going to be one of those tired salaryman in Japan videos that ends up begging you for donations. But don't worry, it's not. This video is actually about how much happier I have become by stop pursuing my career. Recently, I've noticed that more and more people across the internet are starting to question the idea of blindly pursuing a career without considering what they actually want out of life. And I thought that maybe I could offer another perspective by making a video about how and why I have become happier when I stopped caring so much about my career. So, without further ado, let's get started. In Japan, many children spend their afternoons and evenings at private tutoring schools called cram schools, or juku in Japanese, often from a very young age, in order to stay competitive in the race for better schools and universities, sometimes even during kindergarten or elementary school. The goal is simple: get into a prestigious middle school, then a prestigious high school, then a prestigious university, and eventually a prestigious company. For many Japanese, life is treated as a ladder. The higher the ranking of your school, the more likely you are to enter a highly ranked university. The higher the ranking of your university, the more likely you are to get hired by a well-known company. The better the company, the more money and social status you are expected to earn. I remember many of my childhood friends attending cram schools almost every day after elementary school. They would study until late at night, even when other kids were playing outside playing soccer or baseball. Looking back, I realized that many Japanese students, myself included, grow up believing that academic performance is the only way to evaluate a person's worth. As a result, many students do not choose a university based on what they want to learn or what kind of life they want to build. Instead, they choose based on rankings. And the assumption is, a higher ranked university leads to a better company, and a better company leads to a better life. But there is a problem. When many students finally reach their final year of university, they suddenly face a question they have never seriously considered before. What do I actually want to do with my life? For years, they have focused on exams, rankings, and competition. They have spent so much time trying to become better than others that they never stop to ask what they personally value. And I was exactly the same. Before graduating from university, I had no idea what I truly wanted. I believed that success meant being better than someone else, richer, smarter, more educated, more accomplished. I could have continued climbing that ladder. I could have kept competing for a better career, a higher salary, and a more prestigious position. But then, another question appeared in my mind. When does it end? At what point can I finally say, this is enough? One day, I reached my limit. I quit my full-time job. Instead, I started working at an elderly care facility as a cleaner. To be honest, I chose the job for very practical reasons. It was close to my home, and I didn't have to interact with many coworkers or customers. I never expected to enjoy it. But surprisingly, I did. The work itself isn't particularly difficult. However, some of the elderly residents sincerely thank me for what I do. And when they do, I feel something I rarely felt in my previous job. I feel appreciated. I feel that my work directly helps another person. And that feeling makes me genuinely happy. Today, I experience far less stress than before. I sleep better. I worry less. Overall, I'm simply happier. Of course, some people may look at my life and say, yeah, but you are still a loser. And in some ways, maybe they're right. I earn only about $1,000 a month. But strangely enough, it doesn't matter as much as I once thought it would. When I worked full-time, I earned more money, but I was also more stressed. I spent much of that money trying to escape that stress through food, entertainment, and other forms of instant gratification. Now, I spend less because I don't feel the same need to constantly distract myself. And this is the most important thing I want to tell you. There are far more options in life than you think. For example, instead of working full-time, I work only about 5 hours a day. That gives me time to pursue other projects, including this very YouTube channel. And moreover, in the title I said that I stopped pursuing my career, but a cleaning job is a career. I've come to realize that there are actually many ways to advance my career in the cleaning industry. So what I really mean is that I stop obsessing over climbing the social ladder and chasing status for its own sake. I no longer see my career as the center of my life, or the main source of my happiness. Well, maybe my choice isn't right for everyone, but that's exactly the point. There's no single path that works for everyone. I don't know who is watching this video right now. I don't know how old you are. I don't know whether you're from America, Korea, Brazil, or somewhere else. But wherever you are, I want you to remember one thing. There is always another option. There is always another way to approach your goals. And there is no universal value that everyone must pursue. Some people will tell you that money is the most important thing. Others will say it's status, attractiveness, or experience. Don't let other people decide your values for you. Your answers may be different from mine. And that's okay. I hope this video helps someone who feels trapped in a path they never chose. Sorry about my terrible English. If you see something to improve in my video, then please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.